A very good evening to all brothers and sisters in the Dhamma. So today is 19 May 2026, Tuesday class. So we'll be continuing our sharing from this book, the wonderful Dhamma Lotus Flower Sutra. As usual, we will gather and have our physical puja. Okay, let us compose our mind, develop the faith, saddha, virya. Then mindfully we shall continue with our puja chanting. Namo 本师释迦牟尼佛 Namo 本师释迦牟尼佛 Namo 本师释迦牟尼佛 Namo 观世音菩萨 Namo 观世音菩萨 Namo 观世音菩萨 Namo 阿弥陀佛 Namo 阿弥陀佛 Namo 阿弥陀佛 Namo 弥勒佛 Namo 弥勒佛 Namo 弥勒佛 Namo 药师佛 Namo 药师佛 Namo 药师佛 Namo 普贤菩萨 Namo 普贤菩萨 Namo 普贤菩萨 Namo 文殊菩萨 Namo 文殊菩萨 Namo 文殊菩萨 Namo 地藏王菩萨 Namo 地藏王菩萨 Namo 地藏王菩萨 Namo 准提菩萨 Namo 准提菩萨 Namo 准提菩萨 Namo 佛菩萨 Namo 佛菩萨 Namo 佛菩萨 Arahang Sama Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivademi Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami Supatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Sanghang Namami Namo tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Buddhang saranang gacchami Dhammang saranang gacchami Sanghang saranang gacchami Dutiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami Dutiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchami Dutiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchami Tatiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami Tatiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchami Tatiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchami Panatipata Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Adinadana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Kamesu Miccācara Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Musawada Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Sura meraya majapama tatana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Ganda Samrapatitena Dip Pena tamadang sina di loka dipang sambuddhang Ojayami tamonudang Ganda sambarayotena Doppena hang sugang hina Pujaye pujaniyang tang Puja bhajana muttamang Vanna ganda nopetang Etang kusuma santatim Pujayami monindasa Siri pada sarorohe Pujemi bada kasumena nena Punnena matena cha hotu mokhang Pupang milayati yata idang me Kayo tata yati vinasa bhavang Adivase tuno bante Paniyang parikapitang Anukampang upadaya Patigan hatu muttamang Divase tuno bante Pale parikapitang Anukampang upadaya Patigan hatu muttamang Adivase tuno bante Bojanang parikapitang Anukampang upadaya Patigan hatu muttamang. Okay, now we will chant our puja aspirations based on our understanding of the significance of all these puja offerings. Significance of offering of light. May this offering of light to the Buddha brings forth the causes and conditions to illuminate our mind and help arise the needed clarity and understanding to dispel all darkness or ignorance therein. Significance of offering of water. May this offering of pure, clear, cool water lead us to the pure, clear Dhamma that cools and doses off the fires of all defilements within our mind. Significance of offering of incense. May our morality, virtue, and understanding shine forth far and wide, just like the fragrance of this incense which we are offering to the Blessed One, who is perfect in wisdom and virtue. Significance of offering of fruits. May this offering of fruits remind us of the Dana Parami of generosity and the fruit of our karma, so that we will diligently strive on with heedfulness to attain the path and fruition as soon as possible. Significance of offering of flowers. May this constant offering of flowers to the Blessed One strengthen our faith and constantly remind us of the impermanence of this body, so that we will diligently and sincerely strive on with our Sila, Samadhi, and Panya, leading to ultimate liberation, the born-free Nibbana. Making of overall aspiration. By the power of all these merits born of these offerings, may our spiritual faculties of Saddha, Virya, Sati, Samadhi, and Panya be further strengthened until they become balas or powers, sharing and transfer merits to all beings. May all these merits be shared and transferred to all beings without exception, especially to those who have the condition and affinity to receive them. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, let us pay respect. Tripajam. Buddhang pujemi. Dhammang pujemi. Sahang Pujayami. We'll have our half an hour awareness-based meditation. We are off the light. Okay, awareness-based meditation is very simple when you understand. Like the word awareness-based means you are here to train your mind to develop this inner awareness before the knowing. Means to maintain having that mind that is without thought, silent. And there are 4 supports that can bring about this arising. First is learn how to relax body and mind, completely relax. Whatever posture that you want to be in is up to you. If you can sit, you should sit. Just relax. Maintain the sitting posture. Make sure you have a backbone that is relatively straight. Then just relax. Physically, mentally relax. Then just breathe in, breathe out normally. Then feel yourself at ease. Relax, relax. No need to think, no need to know, no need to do anything, just relax. Then the second support is to maintain the inner mindfulness or awareness. Means just aware from within. Whatever arises within any of your 6 sense bases, you just make a note of it, just aware, finish. So that the thinking does not continue. So maintaining awareness is very important. Means to maintain the silent mind within, so that this mind does not wander off and get lost in thought. So that it is always aware within. Aware means before you create any thought, before you perceive anything. So mindfulness is defined as sati. So sati is an awareness before the knowing, before you know something, before you perceive something, before you start the thinking process, before your mind react and stir. That is sati. So just relax body and mind, then maintain the inner awareness to be aware. Whatever arises, just aware. Then let it settle. Then just be the silent observer that observes the movement of thought. If you can just relax, maintain awareness, then you will witness the slowing down of the thought process, the thinking mind. Then just let it settle down, let it slow down, until it becomes very quiet, very still. So the third support is, after relaxed body and mind, maintaining awareness, you allow it to settle down and stabilize. So stabilizing the inner awareness is the third support, and these first 3 support are very useful. Then when you can do that very well, only you move on to the 4th support. But for most people, you don't have to. You just train yourself and make sure you know how to relax body and mind, maintain the awareness, and let the mind settle down until it becomes very quiet and very still. When it is very quiet and very still and very tranquil, that is your true mind. That is your silent mind. So realize that. Then from that silence, how thinking arises, how thought arises, how sense experience arises through your senses, whether it's hearing, smell, taste, tactile, or thought process. when you are meditating, the seeing consciousness is less frequent, but it can also arise. But the hearing one is the most sensitive. So whatever it pick up through your hearing, sense basis, you just make a note aware, finish. Even the vibration of the fan, the aircon sound, the whatever vibration within nature, you just make a note aware, finish. No need to continue. Okay, I will set the alarm for 30 minutes so that you can develop this inner awareness to stabilize it. Then from there you will develop the understanding of what is going on within your form and mind when you silence everything. That is awareness-based meditation. The silent inner awareness that can observe and understand what is going on within life, within the moment. So, silent observation of the reality, what is actually meditation. Through that, you develop understanding, wisdom. And this is how you meditate. Okay, now I let you stabilize your inner awareness through the four support. Then I will set the alarm for 30 minutes. After that, when you hear the alarm ring, I will ring the bell 3 times. Upon hearing the bell, you can slowly, mindfully come out of the meditation. Then try to maintain whatever inner peace, inner calmness, and inner awareness that you have developed for as long as you can. Okay, you can slowly, mindfully come out of the meditation. Try to maintain whatever inner peace, inner calmness, and inner awareness that you have developed for as long as you can. Invocation to the Devas. In this universe, in their entirety, let the deities or Devas come here. Let them hear the good teachings of the King of Sages, which gives heaven and release Nibbana. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. Samanta Chakawalisu Atra Gachantu Devata Saddhammang Munirajasa Sunantu Sakamokkadang Dhamma Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Kalo Ayang Badanta Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Iti Beso Bhagava Arahang Samma Sambuddho Jacharana Sampanno Sugato Lokavidu Anuttaro Purisa Dhamma Sarati Satta Deva Manusana Buddho Bhagavati สุขะโตภะคะวะตาธัมโมสันทิติโกอะคาลิโกหิปัสเสโกโอปานายิโกปัจจตังเวทิตาโบวิโนหิติสุปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆอุจุปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆยะปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆสามีจิปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆยะดิดังจัตตาริปุริสยุคานิอัตตปุริสภุกาลาเอสาภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆอาหุเนโยปาหุเนโยดาคิเนโยอัญญาลิการเนโยอนุตรังปุญญังเกตังโลกาสาติสาธุสาธุสาธุ Okay, you all can be seated. Now we will continue from where we stop. We go to the next part of the sutta, explaining the teachable and the unteachable, then explaining when and when not to propagate the sutta. Okay. So first part is explaining the teachable and the unteachable. The sutta say, should there be those who hear this sutra and respond with joy, receiving it with respect. So this one you pay attention, the key word. Should there be those who hear this sutra and respond with joy, receiving it with respect, you should know that such person have realized avyavatika. Should there be those who believe and accept the Dhamma of this sutra, such people have already in times gone by seen the Buddha of the past, revered and make offering to them, and heard this sutra or Dhamma. So we go to the commentaries. Sakyamuni Buddha says, should there be those who hear this sutra and rejoice and respond with joy, means you rejoice, receiving it with respect, you should know that such people, they have realized avyavatika. If there are those who upon hearing the Dhamma, the wonderful Dhamma, Lotus Flower Sutta, rejoice, praise and receive it with veneration, you should know that they are avyavastika. Avyavastika is a Sanskrit word that means irreversible. People who give rise to deep faith in the lotus flower, wonderful lotus flower sutta, are in effect acting on the bodhisattva resolve and thereby attain the three kinds of irreversibility. Irreversibility in position, irreversibility in practice, and irreversibility in mindfulness. So these three stages of irreversibility, they are very, very important. So irreversible means you can never fall back again. Means you have actually heard this teaching before with faith, with understanding. Then you have made the necessary bodhisattva vow to go this way. Then after a long period of cultivation, you have stabilized your understanding. and develop this ability to continue with this cultivation with these three types of irreversibility. Okay, I read on. People who give rise to deep faith in the wonderful Dhamma Lotus Flower Sutta are in effect acting on the Bodhisattva resolve and thereby attain the three kinds of irreversibility. First is irreversibility in position, then irreversibility in the cultivation or practice, then finally is the irreversibility in mindfulness. Being irreversible in position means they will no longer retreat to the provisional teaching or lesser vehicle. So this first part is very important. From the sainthood way cultivation, you develop the understanding to go beyond. Then you cultivate until you are so clear and so stable about the Bodhisattva Supreme Vehicle way that you have gone beyond. Then by then the sainthood way is you already very familiar, not a problem anymore. And you will not get stuck there for any period of time whenever you choose to come or you have to come. Then the Bodhisattva way has been firmly established, means irreversibility of position. From the Theravada tradition, you move on to the Mahayana tradition to cultivate the Supreme Vehicle. Means you have taken the Bodhisattva way through faith, understanding and sincerity, then you persevere. Then being irreversible in position, they will not retreat back to the lesser vehicle. So being irreversible in practice, they will not retreat to the stage of a common person. And being irreversible in mindfulness, their resolve to cultivate the Supreme Vehicle will not fatal. So these three are very important. Means once you have developed stability in cultivation, you not only will not fall back to the sainthood way, because to you, you know sainthood way is actually the initial provisional teaching that lead you to understand what enlightenment is. And initially it's just a glimpse of Nibbana. Then after that, you continue your cultivation, then you realize this teaching, this way is so beautiful, so rewarding. And then you will continue with faith, sincerity, and you will persevere to cultivate. Then you develop extensive experience, extensive understanding, wisdom that go beyond just basic, essential Dhamma to awaken the mind, to be free from segmented birth and death. Then through that, you understand life deeply. Then when you understand life deeply, you know how to live life. Then you know how to develop the understanding to experience all of the pristine beauties and wonders of life. And with this, you move on. Then when it comes to irreversibility in mindfulness, means every life you come, this mindfulness understanding will dawn upon you. Then when you cultivate very fast, you will develop it. Then you stabilize it. Then you will reach the third irreversibility, So first one is irreversibility of position. From the position of the sainthood way, you mature into the supreme vehicle way. Then irreversibility of cultivation means your cultivation has stabilized and developed to the level that is so extensive that you see clearly this way is so different, so wonderful. Then when your mindfulness has reached the stage of irreversibility, means it has stabilized, and you not only know what sati is, you have also developed the ability to detect the gateway to your nature and cultivate from there. Then the stages of Bodhi mind development also take off. That's why I earlier on shared with you the 5 stages of Bodhi mind development. The first 2 stages are still not able to develop the 3 irreversibility. You have just taken the first Bodhi mind development by planting the seed of Bodhi with faith, sincerity, and you determine through the vow to go this way. So this first stage of Bodhi mind development is very important, but it is just the beginning. But it is also a very important beginning, where the seed of Bodhi, once planted properly, will actually live off and take off, and the practice will follow, the cultivation will follow. Then after that, Bodhi mind that has the ability of enduring and severing all suffering and vexation will take off. And this second stage already not bad, but it is still not a irreversibility. It is to develop all the wisdom born of patient endurance. When you can patiently endure and see through all suffering, means you have perfected the wisdom to be free from suffering. Then second stage of Bodhi mind development take off. But not until you hit the third stage of Bodhi mind development, which is Bodhi mind that can illuminate our nature clearly. And that stage is very important. Once you reach that stage, then you can actually develop the 3 types of irreversibility. Then you will also finally break free from stage 3 to move on to stage 4, where you see clearly all of creation, all of what we call the form and mind, the segmented birth and death, samsara's movement. So Bodhi mind that can renounce samsara, which is stage 4 of the Bodhi mind development, is the most important. It accumulates into not only the irreversibility, but the rewarding phase of cultivation, where samsara to you is nothing. Then you can keep on coming. No more regret, no more problem, no more that type of wrong thought that keep on complaining, oh, this journey take too long. Then the doubt whether you can complete it or you cannot complete it, no more. Once you can reach the third stage of Bodhi mind development leading to the 4th stage, you are beautiful. Then these 3 stages of irreversibility can be perfected. Okay, then we move on. Should there be those who believe and accept the Dhamma of this sutta? You just have to believe with very strong faith and accept it with understanding. The Dhamma of this wonderful Dhamma, Lotus Flower Sutra, 妙法蓮華經. Such people have already, in time gone by, seen the Buddha of the past, revered and make offering to them, and heard this Dhamma before. See? Ability to have faith, to believe in it, and accept it. But this sutta is very rare. There's a lot of people with karmic obstruction, with karmic negativity of the past. They somehow, when they hear this teaching or sutta, not only they cannot believe, they cannot accept. There are a lot of hesitant. Then like a lot of fear, a lot of worry. Yeah. So even at the last retreat, which was so beautiful, we have some sharing by, I think, the newer batch, the Singaporean. Some of them did share with us how initially they also have that hesitant. But then finally, because of their condition from the past, they were able to persevere and take the Bodhisattva vow. Then as they take the Bodhisattva vow, then they listen and they go through the retreat. They realize it becomes so different. Then especially after the second retreat, the whole thing like suddenly turned around. No more doubt. No more of those earlier hesitant and all those things. Things like become very clear to them. And especially after the sharing, their faith become unshakable. But this is the teaching, which is really very profound and related to life, and can allow you to understand life very, very clearly. Even from the sharing by Tiki's wife and son. Can remember the first time they come, then they even share that actually they were reluctant to go. It's like because of Tiki's constant reminder and all those things, so they like obliged. But finally they came, they listened, they developed the understanding, they got no regret, and they were so happy that they were there. So this is what will happen. So that's why when you have the condition, the faith, even you are not ready, but somehow somebody who is close to you and who has the sincere intent to help you, they will actually motivate you. Then it will bring forth the causes and conditions, and you will be there. That's why I explained to many of them too, because of the way they encounter my teaching, my nature. It is like you can be sure that in the past there are causes and conditions, affinity that are very strong. Otherwise they can't. They will not come, and they will not be able to understand this teaching. And able to receive it, understand it with faith is what the sutta say. And from this you understand that the reason why I always share, for you all to have the condition to be born as a human being this life, to be born during this sasana, to encounter the true Dhamma, is not by chance. Then to have the condition to be Kayametta, to go this way, is definitely to do with your past. And you all will be very surprised that your past is very, very exceptional. That's why I say have faith. When the time comes, when you really progress and you connect, then you realize this is the most important journey. And the faith to go this way is very unique. So now we can see, even like Brother John, wife, see they bring the son and they bring the daughter. So sooner or later, all these are the karmic inheritance. So in future, they will have parents who will bring them, yeah, and also develop this condition for them. And all this can manifest. Then as Kayamita, when you motivate, yeah, counsel, help, yeah, and encourage fellow Kayamita and cultivator to develop the understanding and practice. You see, all the good sharing by a lot of Kayamita who progress is actually meant for that. Yeah. Why they share? Because they want to give you faith, motivate you. If they can do, you also can do. Like what I used to say, if after so many years of teaching and sharing, only I, my nature, can do, then nobody else can do. Of course, nobody will believe. But then they realize there are so many that came, but I don't know them personally, and somehow they arrive. Then initially, like Alicia, they all with 16 years of depression and complicated life problem. Yet they can turn around and develop the understanding. And that gives a lot of faith to a lot of cultivators, especially the Singaporean. I think they really like salute her for having the condition, the perseverance, the endurance, the faith. Then now that she benefited, she has progressed, it's her turn to help people. That's why almost every retreat, she sacrificed a lot. She spent a lot of time helping out in the kitchen, in the planning, in the what they call organizing and all those things, and creating rapport with the temple, the kitchen people, then maintaining a lot of what they call sharing and condition to benefit Kayamitas. Even Sis Poh Lian and Jin Hao benefited because she managed to get them to join the Kuan Yin Chan, the short retreat. That was very useful. And it seems the old senior monk and the other monk that met us, the junior monk that we met was the one that lead the Kuan Yin chanting, the retreat and all that. So all these are like meant to be. Then how they develop the Dhamma affinity, Jie Yuan. So they ask you to, the beads and all those things, which they have done the blessing, is for Kayamitas or cultivator of the way, who take the Bodhisattva way to cultivate affinity. That's why he actually congratulated us and wishes all success. The first thing he said, I remember the senior monk said, is, your seed of Pohi that you have planted, they wish you all good progress. And from there, it will bring forth the way and all those things. So those who understand, they will know. Okay, we go back to the sharing. Should there be those who believe and accept the Dhamma of this sutta, such people have already, in times gone by, seen the Buddha of the past, revered and make offering to them, and heard this Dhamma. So here, they use the word, time gone by means distant past. Seen the Buddhas, no, not one, no, of the past. Revered and make offering to them. Then what about the great beings? Kayamitas, cultivator of the way, teachers, guide. So all this, you must have met a lot. Those who believe and accept this great supreme vehicle teaching of the wonderful Dhamma, Lotus Flower Sutta, have seen countless Buddha, paid respect to them, and make offering to them in their past life. Who are these people? These are the people who believe in this sutta. If you believe in this sutta, you are one of them. So this is a very powerful statement. So when you are born a human, during the sasana, met up with the teaching and have the condition to understand it, you must silent and adhitan to have faith in this sutta. Then make the aspiration, affirmation, to have this type of understanding and faith life after life. Whenever you choose to come or you have to come, then you will become automatically flowing into this cultivation. Then no more doubt. In future when you come, you got no more doubt. The moment you heard about this wonderful lotus flower, a wonderful Dhamma lotus flower sutta, 妙法蓮華經, it like strike you. Just like, although I English educated, but the moment I heard this sutta, it's like very strong impact on me. And I not only got no doubt, I straight away understand what this way is. How? It's because of the vows, the adhitan, the understanding. Then whenever you see such beautiful condition window, make the affirmation, invoke power of merits for consciousness, so that you plant the seed of bodhi and request for this teaching and understanding with strong faith, sincerity, and determination to affirm. And this is what the yellow card is all about, the Bodhisattva way. So if you affirm all this, that's why I say this line, if you have the condition and the understanding, and you do it, all your future coming taken care of. It's definitely worth it, isn't it? Worth it or not? So, sometime in life, the opportunity may come, but you miss it, means you miss it. But if you have the condition and the faith, especially from the past you heard before, this time, when you met up with teachers and guides or great beings that can actually remind you, and you develop the cultivation to reach the stage of understanding where you see this as something so beautiful, so wonderful, so important. That's why you renew your affirmation, adhitan and all those things. Okay, move on. You see, all this sutta is to remind you, because a lot of cultivators of the way, if you don't have the condition to go through this type of sutta, you may not be reminded. Okay, now I read on. You are hearing this sutta because, read together. You are hearing this sutta because you planted good roots in previous life. There are many people in this world. How many of them have heard of the wonderful Dhamma Lotus Flower Sutta? Are there more people who have heard this sutta, or more people who haven't? Even those who are not good at mathematics can figure this out, not to mention those who have graduated from college or university. You have all heard this great supreme vehicle, Buddha Dhamma, before. So those who go this way, like I say, cultivator of the way, because you take this spiritual journey with faith, sincerity, and perseverance and understanding, you will have a lot of conditions to receive this teaching. Then for those who are not on this spiritual path training, to them it's like they have a lot of doubt. It's like they cannot understand what is going on. They got no time for all this type of thing. It's just like I used to share with you all. It's like to meet out with a sainthood, enlightenment being, like very rare. Some of the Theravada teaching, they still write in the books now. He said nowadays, after so many years, 2000 over years, since the Buddha's Parinibbana, now to come across a Sotapan, first stage of sainthood, is very rare, very, very difficult. But then if you are cultivated all the way, great beings are your good friend, and then they are very common. And you meet out with cultivator, very, very highly trained, highly developed cultivator all the way, like very common, like not rare at all. That's why, unless you have this understanding, you don't know how to make the aspiration adhitan, evoke power of merits to go this way. You cannot meet. Yeah. You cannot even have condition to come across. That's why taking refuge is very important. Constantly listening to the Dhamma, having Kayamita is prerequisite and all things. And all these are the teaching. Yeah. Okay, we go to the next part of the sutta. Yeah? Should there be those who believe what you say? It is the same as seeing me, see, the Buddha mentioned, and seeing you, and also the Bhikkhu Sangha, means the triple gem, as well as all the great beings, the Bodhisattvas, commentaries. So the sutta says, should there be those who believe what you say, it is the same as seeing me. Who does me refer to? It is not any one of us. It's Sakyamuni Buddha. Sakyamuni Buddha is referring to himself. Continuing to address Sariputta, he said that if people could believe in the principle of the wonderful lotus flower, a wonderful Dhamma, Lotus Flower Sutta, that he has taught, it would be the same as seeing the entire body of Sakyamuni Buddha. When Great Master Zhiyi was reciting the chapter that accounts of Bodhisattva medicine kings' past lives in the Dhamma Flower Lotus Sutra, wonderful Dhamma Lotus Flower Sutra, he came across the line concerning Bodhisattva medicine king burning his body as an offering to the Buddha. The text says, this is true vigor, means virya. This is called the true Dhamma of offering. As he read this line, he entered Samadhi and saw the Dhamma assembly at Vulture's Park, where Sakyamuni Buddha taught the Dhamma Flower Lotus, the wonderful Dhamma Lotus Flower Sutta, had not yet dispersed. He then attained the dharani of the single revolution, entered the Dhamma, the wonderful Dhamma Lotus Flower Samadhi, and realized limitless wisdom. The wonderful Dhamma Lotus Flower Sutta is inconceivably wonderful. Therefore, Sakyamuni Buddha says, if people can believe and accept this sutta, they are like seeing me and seeing you. They see you too, Sariputta, and also the Bhikkhu Sangha, as well as all the great beings, the Bodhisattvas. Bhikkhu is a Sanskrit word and has three meanings: destroyer of evil, mendicant, and frightener of demons. The Buddha said that those who accepted this sutta would not only see the bhikkhu, they would also see all the great bodhisattvas in the wonderful Dhamma Lotus Flower Assembly. So these are commentary explanation that can give you faith if you really listen attentively while going this way. Okay, the next part. Timely teaching. Connotation of the word bhikkhu. Venerable Master, I believe there will be someone who knows the meaning of bhikkhu. Whoever knows, come out and tell everyone, why do bhikkhu go on alms round? Then the disciple replied, by doing alms round, bhikkhu cultivates their merits. Furthermore, they impartially go to everyone's house. The word impartially is very important for alms round, regardless of whether the people are rich or poor. By doing so, they give those who would like to make offering equal opportunity to gain merits. Venerable Master, does the word bhikkhu have any other meaning? The disciple replied, when a monastic receives the bhikkhu's precept, they will be asked some question. One of them is, are you a great hero? And the other one is, can you maintain a pure mind? If they answer yes to both questions, then an earthbound Rakshasa, means the demons, will take this message and pass it on to a space-traveling Rakshasa, who then tell the news to the heaven-bound Rakshasa, who then inform the King Mara. Upon hearing this, King Mara shivered with fear, because yet another person has left him and become part of the Buddha's retinue. The Venerable Master, in which heaven does the Mara dwell? One of the heavens of the rhyme of desire, means the Deva rhyme. Venerable Master, yes, it is one of the heavens of the rhyme of the sensual rhyme. Here they use the word desire. Should the heavens of the rhymes of this sensual rhyme not exist, there will be no Mara in other heavens. Next part of the sutta. This sutta on the Dhamma flowers is taught for those with profound wisdom. When those of shallow knowledge hear it, they are bewildered and unable to understand it. And see, they describe them as the Savaka, sound hearer, the sainthood way, and the Pajeka Buddhas. They find this sutra far beyond their reach. Then the Buddha told Sariputta, even you, Sariputta, can only begin to understand this sutta by means of faith. How much more limited are the other Savaka, the sainthood way cultivators? Those Savaka who have faith in the Buddha's word can accept and follow this sutta, but not on account of their own wisdom. This sutta of the wonderful Dhamma lotus flower is taught for those with profound wisdom. Means, according to the commentaries, this wonderful Dhamma lotus flower sutta is taught for those with genuine profound prajna, not superficial prajna. When those with superficial prajna hear it, they are bewildered and unable to understand it. If people with shallow or superficial prajna hear it, they will be puzzled and will not understand it. People of superficial prajna are foolish. What do I mean by foolish? Having a bad temper makes one foolish. People with bad tempers are the most ignorant of all. They lose their temper all day long when they hear the Dhamma. the wonderful Dhamma Lotus Flower Sutta, they get angry and say, what's this sutra? If you don't eat, will it make you full? You lecture on the sutta and teach the Dhamma all day long. Why don't you stop eating for several days and see if you starve? Such people are very wise, and actually they are confused and incapable of understanding this sutta. So this is the analogy that Shenhua gave. Then the sutta continues. All the Savaka and the Pajeka Buddhas find this sutta far beyond their reach. Actually, you can't blame them, like I explained to you all before. That's why this line, my mission is to count for those English educated, because the English educated are more towards the tendency towards the Theravada tradition, the basic essential provisional teaching. And to actually create causes and conditions for this sainthood way, cultivated the way, to embrace the Bodhisattva supreme vehicle is not easy, I tell you. Some of them can be really, really. I still remember in the year, I think 2007, 6 or 7, that retreat. Wow, there were a lot of resistance, especially that group from Penang. They are very traditional, Theravada traditional, and most of them don't have the affinity and the roots, and that was not easy, but meant to be. It's for us to see. So whatever that manifests within the what they call world is for us to develop understanding. That's why it's not easy. Even in this sutta, Sakyamuni Buddha actually emphasized on it. And he used the word now, all the Savaka and the Pajeka Buddha find this sutra, means the wonderful Dhamma Lotus Flower Sutta, 妙法蓮華經, far beyond their reach. They are like horrified. It's like beyond their wildest dream, and they cannot comprehend. And they have so much fear. Savaka are those who awaken through hearing the Four Noble Truths. See, this is basic, essential Dhamma, the provisional teaching. Whereas Pajeka Buddha, a Sanskrit word, means a sage that awakens through contemplation of the 12 links, Paticcasamuppada. If they are born when there is a Buddha in the world, they are called sages, awakened through contemplation of dependent origination or dependent arising, Paticcasamuppada. If they are born when there is no Sammasambuddha in the world, they are called solitary sages. That's why they call them in Mandarin 眼角 and 独角. 眼角 means when the Sammasambuddha is around, the Sasana is still around. 独角 means solitary, when there is no Sasana, no Sammasambuddha. Pajeka Buddha awakened by cultivating the 12 links of dependent origination. All Savaka and Pajeka Buddhas are incapable of comprehending the wonderful Dhamma Lotus Flower Sutta. That is the truth, actually, to tell you. It's not easy. Their capacity are not sufficient. You remember, I shared with you all, because the sainthood way, actually, I told you all, is relatively so much easier, simpler. Why? Because it only deals with the essential Dhamma. They don't have extensive cultivation. They don't have the ability to even locate the gateway to their nature. Not to say develop the cultivation from the nature onward. completely beyond their comprehension and ability to understand. That's why he even told Sariputta, even you, Sariputta, can only begin to understand this sutta by means of faith, because he is the foremost in wisdom and one of the chief disciples of Sakyamuni Buddha. But you cannot blame them actually, like in the early part of the sutta sharing, you remember? There were many lives. Actually, Sariputta revert back to the sainthood way because of certain type of condition. You remember the one that somebody asked him to donate the eye? Then he take out the wrong eye. They rejected. And because of that, he gave up. That was an example Sakyamuni Buddha gave. That's why now he wants to remind, it's not easy to actually have the faith and affinity to go this way, despite being close disciple or what. But you must have the sasana to actually create the constant condition. Then this sasana, I think Sakyamuni Buddha wants to benefit Sariputta and those close disciples. Even you, Sariputta, can only begin to understand this sutta, the Lotus Flower Sutta, by means of faith. Then the commentary, even Sariputta, the wisest of all the sound hearer, the Savaka, had to think about whether he should believe in this sutta. Finally, he convinced himself to have faith. In the beginning, he had doubt about it. We know he had doubt because the Buddha said that he realized this sutta by means of faith. In the end, he decided to believe it because he had great wisdom. He brought forth the genuine faith in the wonderful Dhamma Lotus Flower Sutta and dismissed his doubt. Dismissing his doubt is very important. If he realizes sutta only through faith, how much more limited are the other Savaka who have less wisdom than he did. That's why you need to have affinity with great beings, understand not, and Sammasambuddha. Otherwise, very difficult to go this way. If you don't have affinity with them, you don't have causes and conditions to follow them and to learn from them and to repeatedly, life after life, as you cultivate, listen to their sharing and develop the faith. There is no way, I tell you. Where my nature arises, I know. This nature has been cultivating very long. That's why after you understand, you keep on advising new cultivator of the way to cultivate affinity. That's why in the yellow card, I say, always thank with gratitude and respect all the great beings for their blessing, protection and guidance. Then continue to request strongly for their constant blessing, protection and guidance in the future, so that you can have the causes and conditions to go this way successfully. Without all this, it's near to impossible. But once you have this understanding and you make this request, it's like the way is transformed, become very simple. But you make this request, understand, with sincerity, faith and understanding. And because of that, the Bodhi mind that is planted with this understanding will take off. Then these great beings, because they see your sincerity, your faith, your affinity, then their nature, their vow, all these things, they will make sure they do their work and deliver all the appropriate blessing, protection and guidance for you to move, to progress along this path of Dhamma. So all the one that I share with you all in the yellow card, and also over the retreats and all this Dhamma sharing. Yeah. You should actually make it a point that you pick up all the important pointers and then make the affirmation and determine strongly. Yeah. Okay, I read on. Those Savaka who have faith in the Buddha's word can accept and follow this sutta, but not on account of their own wisdom. See, you need to have affinity with these great beings. Other Savaka comply with the principles of this sutta because they have faith in the Buddha's word. They do not have the wisdom to understand the principle of the sutta as yet. However, because the Buddha teaches it, they accept it even though they don't understand it. They have a confused kind of faith, muddled as their faith may be. In the future, they will come to understand. You should know that confusion results from ignorance. After you have studied the Buddha Dhamma and come to believe in it, you will no longer be confused and will give rise to wisdom. That's why if you have not gone through this threefold Lotus Flower Sutra, or Fa Hua San Bu Jing, we start with the first Sutta of innumerous meaning. That one was very good. So for those who actually missed that, you should go to the website to go through. That one we use another book. I think the Tzu Ji Sen Yan Fa Si book, Sutra of Innumerous Meaning. So that one got 3 sections, I remember. And you can follow. It's a bit long. I think it took us quite long too. But it's very beautiful. It explains to you the extensiveness of this cultivation and how beautiful this teaching is. Then from there, you move over to this Lotus Flower Sutta, wonderful Dhamma Lotus Flower Sutta, 妙法蓮華經. That's why this sutta actually, the beauty of it, the wonder of it, actually spring forth from the first set of teaching. The Sutra of Innumerous Meaning means limitless meaning. And that sutta explains actually clearly why that cultivation is so extensive and how you actually cultivate all those perfection and virtue leading to Sammasambuddhahood and all those things. Then how this teaching can be taught. And all these are very important sharing that can give rise to great faith and understanding and affirmation. Then after that, when it comes to this actual sutta, then only you can follow. Otherwise, not easy. Then there's another third section, which is the Pusian's cultivation. That one is, I think, after we finish this series of 妙法蓮華經, only we go into that. But this one is going to take us very long. We so far only volume 4 or volume 3, coming to volume 4. Oh, this is volume 4. Oh, volume 4, yeah. Then the next one is volume 5, I think. Yeah, volume 5, chapter 4, yeah. Then we got a lot more. It is very thick, the whole series. He actually go through the whole thing. And because of him, luckily, there was translation. I have to stop already. Yes? Okay. We stop here. Okay, now we come back to our second session. which is meditation reporting, followed by whatever question that you may have. You can ask. You can ask me any question on the teaching, the meditation, or even how to apply this teaching that you have learned, so that you can use it in life to help you live life and resolve all your so-called life problems. Then we can also have sharing on Dhamma in daily life by Kayamita, who has developed the understanding.
晚上好 Brother Mrs. Teo and all Kalamitas. 我还是 share 回去Cameron Highland 的 retreat.
Yeah.
我一开始的时候，曼燕他们在读书的时候，我也是有开我的课本跟 I think 我跟了 few sentence， 我就有一个感觉，就好像很 suffering 一样。
OK。
哎呀，他说 don't know why because 以前我会跟的，我会跟着那个书看，然后举个句子读完我就不要，我就听哦。然后我又不会什么听 from the heart 的，我就是听，我觉得很舒服。Of course， 有时候我听到，有时候我听不到，我不管，我就照听。
Yeah.
And I remember after some time 我还是有这个 doubt， 有时候我还是会跟，我跟了，我就觉得哇，很 suffering 哦。
Okay.
我就不知道我是 lazy 还是 complacent， 然后我就没有跟哦，我就不理啊，就听哦。然后 when Brother share 那些 four circle， 我还是会看啊，我还是会开书来看。所以整个 trip 就是这个样子。所以我就讲 Brother 我这样的 call 你不可能我 listen from my heart 的嘛。
OK。
这个是我的第一个，就是好像我在 KL 有时候我看到那 message 啊，很 academic 的，很什么的。我就不是觉得 suffering， 我就觉得这事情我不要看。可是在 Cameron Highland 不是我，你看了你会觉得好像很 suffering 这样的。
Okay.
Which I also doubt because Brother 的那些字我们这么多年都很熟的嘛。
Yeah.
So anyway 我没有看书啊，我就是听到就听到，听不到就听不到。这个是我第一个啦 report。还有一次是我有不懂第几天啊，我会看到阿松他们他在 main shrine 的时候，他 pay respect， 他的手的很 graceful， 我就在这边想，我看到一下子啦，我就说，到底真正 pay respect 那些是怎么样的？然后我就没有理他了咯，因为我也不懂要问谁什么什么这样。然后有一天我去文殊菩萨前面，我要去 pay respect。我一走去他那一边的时候，我就觉得好像进入一个 dome 这样。
sadhu. That is good. Yeah.
然后
it's like an energy sphere.
就是我从中间移过去，right side 嘛，我就感觉好像有一个 dome。
一个 dome 啊，you call it dome, but it's a sphere of energy actually.
所以我进去了，我其实就是要 pay respect 嘛，我就跪下去。Surprisingly， 我跪下去，我 pay respect， 然后对我的手is guided 的。我知道我怎么样，我的手会很靠近我的身体，顺着下去，又靠近我身体上来，又顺着我的身体。
Very mindful.
我就知道，然后我知道我的手是 guided 的。所以我就 pay 完3个 respect 了，我就可能还是跪在那边一下子没有什么，我就走掉了，因为我就是要 pay respect 而已啦。这是第二个，然后还有就是，我觉得，我的 meditation 开始的时候，前几天还很peaceful，到后来，哇，越来越乱到有一天，maybe 4 o'clock 的那种 meditation， 我做到很辛苦，我就 lie down，我也是很辛苦，很 uneasy 就好像那 walk 上面的那个蚂蚁这样，很 uneasy。我又起来去走，在 hall 里面走，也是很不舒服。所以平常呢，我就可能我不懂这么那一天，我就觉得晚上我就一直等，整个晚上我要等问，可是 Brother 就没有给机会说 anybody got any questions， 所以我才会。
So now give you condition。
所以我才会在 supper 的时候问。
是了。
So Brother Teo 跟我讲的一些话，我觉得，因为你平常都有讲的，死人
，like a dead person 啦。
可是为什么就是那一天我会听了比较进去这样？然后你还讲一句话，以前我有跟阿松 share 过，我们在很多年前我们会跟朋友讲 discuss 到 Dharma， 朋友会讲meditation 你就 relax， 你要这样，他们会讲那些 Brother Teo 的那些 key point， 我们都会跟他们讲，我知道。那么那一天晚上 Brother Teo 就跟我讲一句话。If 你做不到呢，我就 consider 你不明白。我就听到这句话。
You must meditate understanding. That's why before you understand, you will fail one.
所以我听到这句话就很心甘情愿，我觉得是这个样子的。不然的话，以前会讲没有，我明白，我知道，我做不到罢了吗
？It's the thought that resists. You believe you know, you believe you have the faith, you have the sincerity. You understand, but 为什么做不到？ Well, all this is like a test, understand? It will come to you, test you, because you feel like a lot of suffering. Actually, that is a good sign. Without suffering, how can you learn? Then the Dhamma is you have to develop the understanding of meditation before you do it. Otherwise, you waste your time. Means you must meditate with understanding. Then why are you restless? Why are you feeling all the suffering? Which means you have not developed the understanding. Then you go back and reflect and contemplate. What did I advise you? That's why all the other people that advise you can tell you point by point. Heedfulness. Train your mind to be aware, mindful. Have you done it? Have you relaxed into it? Have you just let things be? Well, once your mind receives that restlessness and that suffering state become more and more strong, and it make you like give up. Because these are coming, obstruction coming in to obstruct you from settling down, from receiving all this. Because these are the things in the past you might have done to others without you knowing. Then when the time comes for you to receive it, you will be obstructed. And you will have this. That's why luckily you finally get to ask. Then those pointers that I advise you, like as if you are dead, try it out, understand? Were you able to try it out? Like you are dead. A dead person cannot respond, cannot do anything. Then it will settle down on its own. Then listen with faith. Of course, I always say listen from your heart, provided you have stabilized your inner awareness. If you are not stabilized, you cannot listen from the heart. When you try, no use. That's why meditative understanding means you understand first. That's why I say the first three support. Relax, maintain awareness, stabilize it. Once you can do that, then only go to the heart for the fourth support. Otherwise, you are wasting your time. So all these are very important understanding. Make a note and mark it down. Then you won't forget. Then in the future, when all these things come, like I said, whatever arises, like the Buddha's advice, there are causes and conditions behind. And a lot to do with karmic, understand? So you need to ask for forgiveness, you ask for forgiveness. Continue with the repentance. Then develop the faith. Then continue to ask yourself, have you followed the understanding? Your meditation has to be done with understanding. First is, have you learned the understanding of how to relax, maintain awareness and let it stabilize to develop the inner awareness? Or have you used certain skillful means to train your mind to be aware, mindful? Then stabilize it to be ever mindful. Then after that, silently use it to meditate, to observe, to insight in the phenomena, to develop the understanding. And all this procedure need to be understood first, then only you can do it. Can follow? So, did the one assume you are dead help you?
我觉得我就那天晚上写起来的那个 note 好像我有时候会
useful 啦 so you go into it when you haven't really got into it you go into it then you will understand
还有就是其实我在最后的几天我已经发现到我在金马伦的时候我 meditate 的时候为什么那个 bird chirping 的 sound 很远的很小声的我也没有理我回到家之后我 become very obvious 给我几怕我问他因为我回到家其实我的家有一个小小的那个站定的那种24 hours 的为什么我回家我听不到我听不到然后我就一直 2 days 这样啦我一直吞口水我觉得我好像在飞机上面pressure 我吞口水没有用
没有用的
我就想到 bro 就上次你 share 过你说你在 meditate 的时候这边你听到摩多远远你听不到然后你
I can shut it off also
然后你就可以开然后你就听到摩多
the mindfulness when I develop the continuous absorption it will cut off the hearing the organ of hearing it will cut off because the continuous mindfulness cut it off no more thought
然后是 concentration 嘛
不是 absorption continuous mindfulness
也是好像 not free mind
Of course it's not a free mind because it's the mind in isolation you isolate the mind you remember the 3 types of seclusion first type is kaya viveka you seclude the physical body from all the worldly things that's why they renounce and become a monk then you go to a tranquil setting like temple or what to cultivate, to become a monk. That is kaya viveka. Then chitta viveka means you seclude the mind. The mind can reside inside without external sense data. Then it become very peaceful, very calm. But that one cannot live life, understand? The third type is what? Kaya viveka, chitta viveka, third one? Upadi viveka. That one, enlightened beings mind state. You can be at peace anytime, anywhere, any place. That is the third type of peace, which is the real peace, born of wisdom. Not born of seclusion of physical, means you seclude the senses from disturbing you. Then you seclude the mind from external stimulant. But the third one is no need to seclude. That's why the Buddha reprimanded Ananda. Ananda met somebody who, another teacher, taught him. He said, my teacher say, see no evil, hear no evil, do no evil. Then I am peaceful. Means he has virtue. The Buddha reprimanded Ananda. He said, since when did I teach you this? No. You see, but the mind don't arise evil. That is because you don't close your eye and see no evil. You close your eye, where got see? You are not seeing. And then when you open your eye, all the evil thought all come in. What type of cultivation is that? That's why you must, just like I explained, with the brain, with the conditioning, with all the memory, the belief system, and yet you can have the direct seeing. It is not interfering. You see things as they are without the word, without the concept, without the conditioning of the mind to actually distract you, deceive you, and create all the wrong thought. That is the real seeing. So all this need understanding because your problem comes from your past. You got a lot of karmic obstruction that obstruct you from receiving the Dhamma, the truth. Because what you have done in your past, actually you clear quite a lot already through the process of asking for forgiveness and all things. But these are the more deeper karmic obstruction, more refined type. You have to go deeper into it. But these are the more refined ones to actually root it out through understanding. You must develop the understanding first, then only That's why you must listen attentively. Write down, make a note. Otherwise, you are not serious, then very difficult to break all this. For your case only, very peculiar, very difficult. Like it's very difficult for you to receive the truth, the understanding. But don't worry, the moment you break free, you progress very fast also. But you must have the faith, understand? Whatever happens, always remember, like the Buddha said, there are causes and conditions behind. You only have to identify the causes and conditions, then reverse it. Understand? Do what you have to do. So be patient. Ask yourself, why other people can do, I cannot do? You are no different. You have the condition. The only thing is you have not developed the understanding, and with the understanding, you do it, then you will progress. And you will develop the understanding very much faster. Otherwise, every time you think you know, like what you mentioned, the thought will keep on telling you, I know what. But the mind just doesn't want to become peaceful. There's so much suffering. So after saying all this, doesn't it strike you that you have not followed the understanding? You have not followed the so-called important sharing. If you have followed, you wouldn't encounter all this. Understand? So when you encounter all this, means you have done it wrongly, without the understanding. Where you label them, understand? You label them as what? A lot of suffering. Why? The Buddha said, accept, understand? Whatever arises, there are causes. So find out the causes and conditions. Through what? Through following the instruction. Relax. Maintain awareness, to observe, to understand. Then you will find the answer, understand? It's not that thing that your thought tell you. You have a lot of suffering. Understand? You cannot listen from the heart. Those are the thoughts. I already say when you are not ready, the first three support not done, not stabilized, you cannot listen from the heart, or you are wasting your time. Then why you want to listen from the heart? Listen from your memory first. Never mind. The first turning, second turning. Constantly listening to the Dhamma, then reflect, contemplate. Go through those phases first. Then go into the meditation. Relax, maintain awareness, stabilize it. Then realize the true mind. That is the first thing you have to do. If you can do that, then the other pointer got meaning, like you are dead. Dead means what? Cannot complain, isn't it? Cannot say suffering and all those things. A dead man, where got right to do things? Understand? You already dead. Even very itchy also cannot scratch. Understand? With that consciousness, a dead man cannot arise. Understand? But with that type of consciousness, aware of all those things, and yet you cannot do because you assume that your body is dead. Understand? Then don't scratch. See what happens. The dead man without consciousness, how itchy also, he cannot scratch. Understand? Finally, nothing happened to him, is it? But when you attach to it, I tell you, that phenomena, that itchiness become worse and worse. And it really conditions you to scratch, to do something. Then you realize this is dependent origination, condition arising. Feeling upon contact arise. It's pure feeling. How come it becomes craving? How come it becomes so strong? You label it. It becomes a mental hindrance. If you just aware, silent, then it will remain as pure feeling. But it's just a tactile sensation. Understand? Something develop out of it. And you are so conditioned, you want pleasant feeling. That's why it conditions you to do something. You want to scratch. Then if you think of it as a mental hindrance, means the negative labeling will create mental hindrance, and it will hinder your mind from entering the meditative state of inner peace, inner calmness, and inner. Then you cannot have sati, understand? But sati cannot take over. So all this understanding is there, but you never try. The trying part is the difficult part. That's why some people call it the nitty-gritty of going into it. That is the cultivation. If you just at the thought level surrender, means you have not developed the understanding. You cannot do it. Then you try to blame, maybe justify. Are you at my level? How can I listen? Means that justification, no need to do already. That is not the approach. So, cultivation is about sincerity. If you are sincere, you want to go this way, you go all out. Understand? You develop the virya, the saddha. Then listen attentively, understand. Then proceed. Persevere means what? Proceed. No complaint anymore. Persevere. Relax. Do it one by one. Then you will develop the understanding. Okay? That one will help you. Yeah.
萨度 brother， 然后还有一个就是有一次就是我想到一些人事物啊，在进化论，我就很滚哦，然后我就很不高兴，然后那个感觉持续啊，他又想，然后一下子不想，又想，然后就想到。好 ，OK， 我回来 KL 了，我要这样，我要那样，然后想，不可以哦，这个是 break 那个 five precept 哦，so 又不可以哦，so 晚上我还是去睡觉，我还是睡得着，第二天起来还是想这个事情哦，我也不懂想了多久。
你知道你在做什么吗？
那时候不知道，然后就我想了 cross overnight 啊，第二天我还是想哦，就越想越不开心，越想越。Until one point until one point， 我也是 thought 在跟我讲，KL 做那个是 KL 的事情我现在在这边
all this is still at the thought level. You know what the word is or not? You are analyzing and so using the thought. No amount of analysis can give you the wisdom. Forget about analyzing. You're supposed to relax, silent. You never silent, you like taken for a ride, and still you doesn't know that you are lost in thought, heedlessly creating all the analysis and justification and reasoning. That's why thought always do that. Thought analyze, thought reason, justify, judge things, and make things worse. All this result in what? Wrong thought. But these are your habit, your conditioning. To reverse it is what? Do the force support. Relax into it. Whatever arrives, let it be. Understand? Then you don't feed it with any more thought energy. What happens? It slows down and it ceases. And you're supposed to realize the true mind. But you whole day analyzing. Someone want to plan or what to do after. Then like LC they all and Hui Rong, you whole life also bosong. Everything also. The mind state. And you try to justify through analysis to make yourself don't have the bosong. Thinking that is the solution. Cannot. How you plan also no, it's still the thought actively behind doing all this analysis. Understand? And this analysis and reasoning, justifying and all things, is what the thought is capable of. There's a thought divide and create all this duality and make you more and more heedless, more deluded. Why you want to analyze? You're supposed to relax, silence your mind. You forgot the main pointer that's supposed to allow you to settle down and meditate. Silent mind, relax, maintain awareness, don't think, don't try to know. All this like fly off the window, understand? That's why now you see. Luckily you report. Yeah.
At one point 就忽然间想到这个，那个是 KL 事情 future 的我先，然后我就
那个还是 analysis 来的。
可是后来我就从那一边开始我就没有。
What you should do is use the Dhamma. 过去心不可得，未来心也不可得。So these are the past and the future illusionary time created by thought. It's an illusion. 你还去制作它，给它 meaning and give more like analysis and reasoning to go and dwell into it. 你自己找问题出来 create your own suffering. No wonder you say you are so much suffering. 听佛法也 suffering. I say, that is the first time I heard a cultivator tell me, 听佛法也听到 suffering. I say, but 不用紧, at least you report it at the sun, then you learn from it. So, if you don't have the cultivator or your guide or somebody who really have the understanding to point out to you, you never see this, I tell you. You are still lost in thought. Heedless. And the heedless are as if dead. All these are very clear, but you cannot see because you're coming obstruction. That's why 慢慢去处理，一样一样，慢慢 seriously determine, go in and root it out. Then write down all the important pointer. To meditate is to develop heedfulness. And to develop heedfulness is to train your mind to be mindful first, then stabilize it to be ever mindful. That's why awareness-based meditation come about. Relax. You never even try. Then maintain awareness means don't try to know, don't try to do. Maintain means don't think. Maintain the silent mind. Maybe like Beng Phi find a better word. Maintain awareness of the silent mind. To be silent, not to think. Don't try to know. Who try to know? The thought. Active. Don't try to do also. Understand? Where the doing is by the thought. You just relax, maintain that silence within, and just let things be. Then all the thinking will slow down. The so-called suffering or what is condition arising, understand, due to your wrong thought. Because you're coming obstruction and all those things that condition you into that state. Where you label it as suffering. If you don't label, where got suffering? Who suffer? The thought that label creates suffering. Where it has attachment, craving, clinging. If the thought don't label, there is no duality, no word, no concept, then there is nothing inside, understand? So how can suffering arise? Suffering cannot arise. Suffering arises because you perceive it in negativity. You are not at peace. You don't know how to relax. You don't know how to be with the moment. Listen attentively without thought. Without the commentary, everything. The conditioning. And all these important points, you didn't get it. That's why it doesn't become an understanding when you meditate. That's why meditation must be done with understanding. Means you get all this understanding clearly understood, then apply it during meditation. Then only you can progress. Your case is very unique. Where you got this coming obstruction. Most Kayamita don't have problems so severe like yours. But it's okay, where you are unique based on your past. That's why once you clear this, you also will progress very fast. So have faith and sana. Persevere. So slowly today listen and then change. Then develop the new way of understanding. Then do not perceive any life situation with negativity. Then there is no more bosong, suffering. All this will be gone. Where you don't perceive it with negativity anymore. You reverse it through a wholesome mind. You develop more gratitude, appreciative of life, that you have the good condition to receive this teaching, attend all this retreat and Dhamma sharing session. You can make use of it to develop so much merit, wholesomeness and understanding. Then make the necessary aspiration, evoke power of merit. Then seriously work on the cultivation to actually progress along the path of Dhamma and become a better person, a blessing to all. So all this habitual thinking, the analysis and the reasoning, all will be gone. Otherwise, it will continue to haunt you for very, very long. Luckily, you asked. Slowly, go in. Anything else? You got another 3 minutes. Maybe you can summarize or wrap it up.
没有，我觉得，不然就最近 I mean 我 last 2 trip including 观音气和这个 trip，我觉得好像可以感觉到那些 great beings 的，他们在 Cameron Highland 可以感觉到，可以感觉到他们哦。
So 感觉了要感恩understand 哦 ，thank them, express your gratitude, pay, they develop the joy understand 哦 ，instead of 苦念，Alicia 讲什么苦瓜念啊？什么了 ？The problem
应该是苦瓜念。
哎呦 ，so develop the joy understand 哦 ，that's why be appreciative of life. Then 感恩thank Alicia for bringing you there, for taking the patience to explain all this to you out there.
观音气他
就是。那个是 gratitude. That is the one that will make you happy. Develop the joy and the peace, the tranquility, the stillness, and then you can meditate.
没有他，可能我们在观音气又不一样。
你 suffer 整天哇，我来这边做什么啊？7天我应该在家享受喝咖啡去找朋友什么 all the thought will come in understand but because you have the condition then during that condition actually it create causes and condition to help you all but you don't know how to capitalize on it. Chin how benefited understand this retreat Chin how benefited because of the 观音气actually that one helped him a lot. The affinity Kuan Yin also. So now he can see, like he do the work of video. You remember he said, I forgot. I must ask Jin how to repeat. Do also do with joy. 怎样讲了 Mandarin？
甘愿做，甘愿受。
甘愿做，甘愿受。You must follow him, understand 不要有苦瓜念understand suffering 甘愿做 means no suffering understand 甘愿修 also no suffering understand 甘愿受 willingly accept that so-called mind state that arise means when you accept you don't react you don't fight then you silence everything and you just observe then it ceases understand means that unhappy mind state or suffering that you call or label is not intrinsic in you. It's condition arising through your wrong thought. Understand? You label it, you attach, you cling. Where you perceive it in negativity. You always say, how come people listen with faith, with joy, with understanding? You suffering. It's not you. It's your thought that deceives you through the wrong thought. It conditions you to think that way because of karmic obstruction from the past. That's why all these karmic obstruction, they come as karmic conditioning. They condition you into those mind states. And you are deluded, and because of this karmic thing, you cannot see because you don't have mindfulness. You don't have awareness. You don't have yoniso manasikara to trigger off. Understand? And you lost in thought also you don't know. But when you have yoniso manasikara, straight away you will know. 过去心不可得，未来心不可得. These are illusionary time. That's why it will disappear. Like Alicia said, you have torment you for 16 years. Enough. Finish. Subside. That's why the wrong thought cannot arise anymore. The jealousy, the anger, the hatred, the negative emotion, the fear, the whatever mind state. All these are habitual tendency, condition arising mind state due to wrong view, due to karmic from the past. That's why learn to reverse all this. And you can only do it when you are mindful, aware. When you are aware that you are lost in thought creating all this, then that wisdom that you're supposed to learn, supposed to come out and prompt you. Like Guangxing Lao San, I repeated how many times? Understand? 对也接受，不对也接受。Where is the teaching? Not applied. Whether right or wrong is a convention. According to who? Your own individual thought activity, where you analyze. You do the judgment, the reasoning, the so-called thought activity. Myth is analysis and reasoning. When you analyze and reason, there is no wisdom behind. These are for technical things. Technical thing, yes, you have to think, you have to contemplate, you have to reason, you have to put to test. But when it comes to psychological, you cannot. Psychological, you have to have clarity of mind to see clearly. Well, these are the ones that manifest through wrong thought that create your suffering. And to reverse it, you have to see it clearly. That is dependent originating. Means anger is not you. Fear is not you. Suffering is not you. Understand? It's a mind state that arises through wrong thought. So trace the origination factor by being silent, not by being actively analyzing. The moment you are silent, you see how the unarisen mental hindrance come to be. Means the wrong thought. How they arise? Through one of your senses. Through one of your content of consciousness that you input through your habitual tendency, your wrong view. So meditation is to have mindfulness to see all this and wake up. Then never allow it to happen again. But this is suffering. This is not life. This is conditioning your own suffering, misery, through what? Delusion that condition you to attach, cling and grasp and hold and give meaning. Like you say, life is not what you think, not real. Dependent originating, condition arising, causal phenomenon. The universal characteristics, impermanent. Sabbe sankara anicang. Think for what? Understand? Sabbe sankara dukkhang. It will lead to suffering. Think for what? Don't think. Don't analyze. Understand? So when you don't think, you don't analyze, you're silent, you become beautiful. Now understand? Okay, summarize, then we end. Past 10:34 already.
没有了。
Okay, let's rejoice. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. That's why whatever sharing, there is no such thing as good or bad. It's how to give rise to condition for Dhamma to flow, so that everybody can learn. So this is very useful. Okay, now we shall develop the rejoicing mind state to share all these merits before starting with the Devas. Akasata cha bhumata devanaga mahindika punyang tang anumoditva chirang rakkantu loka sasana etta vata jamehi sampadan punya sampadan sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampati siddhya idang me nyatinang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo idang me nyatinang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo idang me nyatinang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo devo asato kalena sasa sampati hetu cha fito bhavatu loko cha ya bhavatu dhammiko imina punyang amina me bala samagamo satang samagamo hotu yawa nivana patiya sadhu sadhu sadhu. Okay, y'all can now pay respect mindfully to Lord Buddha, Kuan Yin Bodhisattva and all the worthy ones. Then we end. Sadhu.